the beginning of an era, perhaps, for this young man.
Greatest player of a generation, to suddenly just hang him up is shocking.
10,000 spectators on site today. A full-on record.
No one in our sport is more deserving of their first major title than Calvin.
It just feels like there's something more to come.
Oh, this is awesome.
What a nightmare final hole.
Big congrats to Evelina Saarinen.
Of course. Unbelievable.
It's just not the story you hope for.
This is one guy you don't give a punt to.
Scoggins, a Masters World Champion and FPO World Champion in the same year.
Okay. Calvin, it's on you.
As a tournament, nothing holds a candle to the Green Mountain Championship.
There is going to be a lot of parity at the top in FPO.
Bottom of the bottom and have the weekend of your life at MVP and make it to the Tour Championship.
Hands up! Brewster wins it!
Cinderella stories, final push to see if you can make the Tour Championship. These courses always set up for really exciting finishes.
The form Gannon's in.
It just feels so inevitable.
Hello and welcome to the first round of the 2025 Discraft Green Mountain Championship presented by Smuggler's Notch Resort. It is the first playoff event of two as we wind down the season. And I'm freaking hyped after that intro. Also, I'm Madison Walker.
Ooh, also I'm Erika Stinchcomb. Also, we're the Two Hot Geeks.
Really quick before we get into it, we have an ad for you. Just a quick one. Jomez just dropped a limited edition run of new these special discs. They're Zone SS's. They're straighter versions of the Zone, but it's the first time it's ever been in this crystal sparkly plastic. So get them while you can. They'll go quick. Apparently these things fly good. So check them out. And let's get right into it after that really nice hype piece.
Yeah, beautiful, honestly.
Yeah, and it's well worth it going into, like one of the commentators said, one of the best events of the year. Green Mountain Championship, two beautiful courses. Today we are going to start out at Brewster. It's this nice little starting hole. It's a par 3. It's 320 feet. It's birdieable by everyone in the field. Some OB deep. If you go push too far, you can throw a forehand, you can throw a backhand. And it's a nice little friendly starting hole to enter into the woods.
From Grapevine, Texas, let's welcome Holyn, Handley.
Also nice at Brewster is this golden light that filters through the trees at all moments. It was absolutely lovely out there.
Yeah, we got lucky with weather this week. It's been perfect. Highs in like the upper 70s, lows in the upper 40s, lower 50s, enough for a little jacket.
Holyn a little early on that one. Going to be a par at best.
Next in the box, joining us from Los Angeles, California, she is the current world champion of disc golf. Let's make some noise for Own Scoggins.
Has Own played a single round this year without being on camera? Sure seems like no, right?
I really don't think so.
Like,
I don't think
no?
so. Throwing a big flex forehand. She's in circle one.
Love
and
that.
That's why.
Next up from Beacon, New York, let's give a big hand to Missy, Gannon.
Missy really heating up as the season has moved on. Coming off a win at Ledgestone. No.
Oh, at D-Glow.
D-Glow, sorry.
Whoa.
I always put her at
Ledgestone
Ledgestone.
presents D-Glow.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah, and her game shapes up really nicely. Kind of a different format this year. We're going to play Brewster twice in a row instead of alternating courses, so really allowing people who shred the woods to kind of shine early on. Going to be interesting how that kind of affects people's confidence and mentality playing the bigger open course the second two rounds.
And stepping in from Ahti, Finland, let's welcome Silva, Saarinen.
A lot of the Europeans that we haven't seen for the last few events are making a return for these championship events and for the end of the season, going into the Pro Tour Championships and Throw Pink Disc Golf Championships that happen within a couple weeks of each other. Silva, one of those players.
Are you suddenly hungry for like a slice of watermelon?
No.
No?
I didn't even think about it
I'm
at
just
all.
like really thinking about it for some reason.
Silva with a pretty tragic finish last year at this event, all coming down to the last hole. So we know her game shapes up nicely for this course. Excited to watch Silva compete out here. Just some exciting stuff about the format for the championships. The top, 50 made it into this tournament.
Sounds right. Yeah, you got me right in the middle of looking this up, so I'm glad we're talking about it. Here's Missy putting from just inside the circle.
Yeah, the top 50 made it into this event. The top 36 make it into the Maple Hill Disc Golf Championships next week for the second championship event. But there's some fun little side projects.
Yeah, it looks like, if I'm reading this at a great speed correctly, let's see, at GMC... Maybe it's just at MVP.
Yeah,
just at MVP, the top 4 MPO and top 2 FPO finishers outside of the standings cuts, outside of that top 18, can make it into the will make it rather into the Pro Tour Championship. So kind of gives you something to shoot for, even if you're a little bit outside of those, finale championship stats. Like before, it's kind of like, just cruising, doesn't matter. Not going to play anymore now, you could be in for the big one.
Yep. Play the best weekend of your life. You can sneak in at MVP. Green Mountain, just a place to jockey position a little bit more. So
well, and the final 4 spots of MVP, I believe 4 or maybe even 6 spots are unfilled. So until after this event.
Okay.
So gives you a little bit something to shoot for.
Yeah, an in to MVP, which potentially could put you in the Pro Tour Championships.
Exactly. Then you could potentially win the whole dang thing.
Legit.
Hole 2 is a par 4 uphill 450 feet. OB line along the rock wall on the right. This hole has been pretty stable for the last several years. It's a good one. If you can get just to the right of this corner that we passed and line yourself up to the next tunnel, you're sitting pretty, and it's a really doable shot, particularly if you have a forehand. Like so many of the holes out here at Brewster Ridge, though, that uphill footing with lots of roots can be really difficult. You don't always have a comfortable stance or run up. First things first, though, you need... I kind of like the forehand. You don't see it very often. Or just like a gently turning shot. If you end up too far left, like... Oh, no, Owen is just far enough right. If you end up on that corner tucked in those trees, it can be kind of impossible to get all the way up and down.
Man, Owen's forehand going so far up this hill. Really good distance. Owen and Missy both coming off birdies in hole 1. Only 17% of the field get it. So even though it seems like a gimme, it's not an easy one.
No. You see a lot of circle 2 looks, I bet.
Yep, definitely.
Missy gonna find that kind of tree jail on the left.
This hole is so hard to find the landing zone, and that is a pretty classic thing out here at Brewster. It's nice if you can sneak through some corners like we see Holyn doing there and getting a nice little friendly kick back out to the fairway too.
Yeah, you see a lot of players kind of taking a little off, classic woods golf, find the landing zone maybe with a slower speed disc. But you also see people just absolutely rip them down there and see what happens.
And that's like the beauty of the course design here at Brewster, and what makes it such a fun course is because you can afford to take a little bit off.
Yeah.
By taking some off, though, you do take yourself out of position for birdies pretty regularly. It's not one where you can take off that much. And if you're throwing a driver off these tees, the birdie feels easy if you're in position.
Yeah.
It feels like the easiest hole ever. So, it's a decision on what you're feeling comfortable with.
Missy just having to pitch up from that corner. Still a lot of work left. Owen set up really nicely for her forehand to get all the way up there for a look. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, making it look easy in the perfect position, really flexing on us with that forehand.
As she does.
Missy with a little bit of work left to do for par.
Oh, she gets some really nice turn on this. Great shot.
Silva definitely pinched off on the right side. It's nice that she kept it low so it didn't have a chance to go over that rock wall out of bounds. And she is going
so
high risk up that right side. Look at that hallway.
There's
you catch any tree.
Nothing.
Yeah, you catch any tree, you are out of bounds too immediately.
Very true. So the winner of this event the last 3 years in a row, we should talk about this now that there's an official statement, is Kristen Lett, who has dropped out for the remainder of the season. Before that, it was 2021, Haley King won. So it'll be, it's going to be a new winner no matter what out here. Wow, great birdie from Silva. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like just playing woods is going to kind of change the tone of the final couple days.
And it will potentially put some pressure onto that third round at Fox Run Meadows.
Very true. Missy makes good on the par.
Yeah, quick moment of respect and shout out to Kristen Lett for listening to what needs to happen for her. What a legendary career. We're lucky to have watched her in her prime. I mean, she's still in her prime.
I know. But it's hard to quit and do what's best for you when there's so much pressure to keep pushing. So
yeah, some big stuff this week. We have so much to say.
Honestly, crazy.
And speaking of big stuff, look at Silva with a huge putt, nice wide straddle. That's a great birdie.
BlackInkDiscs.com is your premier disc golf store. Our new all-seeing hand is available on your favorite Innova and MVP molds now. We are your go-to store for the coolest custom stamps and all things disc golf. Love what you throw? BlackInkDiscs.com. Shop with us now.
Hole 3, it's 285, but it's uphill, so it plays a little closer to 320-ish, I would say, maybe a little less than that. If you just have a straight shot that finishes left at the end, that's the way to go. You don't really need to hyzer something, even though it kind of looks like it does from the tee pad. This big guardian tree definitely does get in the way. You see a ton of putts from circle 2 on the short side. It's a nice wide open gap, but you often see people early releasing just a little bit. Another theme of some of the FPO tee pads is they have a tendency to be a little bit uphill. So it's all about just remembering your timing and making sure you don't early release.
This one's oddly tricky for being right there. You see, again, a lot of circle 2 looks where Owen landed red hot on that heat map.
It says 285, but it's kind of a crush.
It is a crush.
Like, I feel like I'm ripping it.
Yeah, I definitely am ripping it. Still landing in circle 2.
Yeah.
Do you have a guess? We haven't done our game in a while for easiest hole. Ooh, nice shot from Holyn. I don't. I should have thought about it first and then asked you. Yeah. So I sound smarter, but solid looking shot from Silva, just a little short.
It's hard on a wooded course.
It is, yeah. What's that downhill one I was talking about earlier? Let me pull up the old caddy book here.
Missy thrashing. Oh my gosh. And
thrashing
look at
hard.
This.
Thrashing well.
In the bull side. This played as a tie for the second easiest.
Oh, okay. All right. Good thing we didn't guess this.
Owen giving it a run. This one is not as elevated as our normal lighthouses, but it's elevated enough to make you think about it. It does drop off a little behind the basket as well. But Silva has ice in her veins, and she is in for another birdie from circle 2.
I guess it's 14 because I can't think of really any super easy par 4s. Let's see a Jomez. Beauty. And boy, is she just absolutely known for this.
Man, I want to guess 14 too.
We can guess the same hole. There's no rules, remember? We literally make them.
14.
Then do not adhere to them at most times.
Okay, we both guess 14.
Holyn with a nice birdie. And great to see her playing well after last week. And yeah, she did great in her match play event.
So this course, you kind of want to stack up birdies on the first few holes.
Yeah.
It's not that they're, besides hole 2, it's not that they're necessarily easier than the rest of the course, but they are a lot more straightforward and a lot less punishing. So you're really hoping to get at least a couple under par moving into through the first 6 holes. And our lead card doing a really great job.
Not me, man. I tried to par every single one of them today. I think 14 of them in a row.
That's not bad.
A lot of green so far. Everyone doing what Madison says. Hole 4, a par 4. Ooh, this one could be the easiest.
No way.
Okay,
No
okay.
way.
At only 420 though, if you get a good drive past this one little tilted tree on the left or right
420's a lot.
there. Yeah, but like if you get in the middle, okay, it's not the easiest. But if you are lined up, and this is one where I do think you can take just a little bit off, land in the landing zone, and then takes a little bit bigger of a second shot to get up there, but nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of people try to go huge off the tee. Here's Jessica Weiss. She was on my card today.
I kind of like that play.
Yeah, it's a viable play, but like, you know, this, not necessarily the shot Jess was hoping for, but she gets all the way down there, and there is a gap on the left side.
Yeah, that was very fortunate.
Uh-huh. And yeah, it's wide open.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, she's been playing well before this, and that's a good shot. That was pretty punished. Boom. She was on one today.
That's one way to do it.
Really great putting. The other way is to just take a par, in case you're wondering.
420, it like makes me laugh because I feel like it's got to be with a rangefinder, it's got to be closer to 500. And with the hill, it plays like
535.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm there.
On the dot.
Holyn going to throw one of the most impressive tee shots we have ever seen on this hole.
Kidding.
Making the cameraman turn around. Silva doing what I do on every tee pad, starting with your heels on the ground and your toes up on the tee pad. They're a little short.
They are just barely too short.
Yeah, you have to definitely doctor your run up a bit. Silva going to sadly get the late release and kick right, and it is.
The right side's way worse.
It's bad.
Than the left, generally. The left can have some bad spots, but that right is brutal.
Missy getting a friendly kick out to the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, everyone always just like right on the edge of these tees.
Mm-hmm. Pretty.
Nice shot from Owen. Perfect little baby flex. Just pinned up on one final tree, but far enough down there that she should be able to make it work. And this, I don't know. Silva's kind of amazing at these left to right moving shots. She could find maybe circle 2, but oof.
Yeah, normally those trees are checkerboarded just enough that there's one teeny gap you're trying to hit. And if you don't, you find yourself right back in it. It's almost worth it to just pitch out.
Yeah.
And here's,
yeah,
wow.
a solid effort. She's going to be on that left side where we saw Jessica Weiss land. Missy in a much better spot. Pretty tight line. She'll need it to turn. Or get sneaky.
Get sneaky indeed. She is on the green.
Own with a reverse patent pending. Yeah, solid effort. And Silva showing us why it's probably not the easiest hole on the course, because you sure can find trouble on most of these holes out here.
And then this green is so well guarded.
It's true.
Holyn almost
wow,
jump putting.
That's her drive?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Oh no, that feels.
Boo!
I know,
I'm just
really.
kidding. It's still fine, but that's crazy that that's her far drive went.
Oh, man.
Oh, surprising miss from Silva. See, missing that birdie, moved to 3 down. Mad, do you have a guess at the course record out here? I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Course record is, I believe, a 10 down or an 11 down. 10 down. I think it's 10.
Nailed it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was, I believe, Missy Gannon last year. Let me double check here. Yeah, last year, round 3 here. And there really weren't enough significant changes, I feel like, for it to play that much harder. Hole 17 was kind of the only major one. And Silva with back-to-back putting mistakes.
Yeah, pretty big ones too.
Going costly.
Yeah, going really far past the basket, not drawing even enough metal to stay put. Holyn also struggling on that little approach shot. Thankfully, they've got a couple birdies stacked up already. This is going to be a big mental battle for Silva, though.
Yeah, putting her immediately over par. Also, you got to wonder I don't know. She's probably not thinking about last year and going into it was a playoff,
No,
right?
she
That she
definitely
was.
is.
You think? You think
Yeah.
she is? Everyone is.
Yeah.
We all are.
She wants it for sure. She wants this one.
And probably pretty heavily favored considering she was going against Kristen Lett in a playoff situation at the very end, almost winning it.
Hey everyone, I want to let you know that today's video is sponsored by Thrive Market. Thrive Market is a membership-based grocery store that brings the highest quality products to your doorstep with savings on every order. Thrive Market lets you eat well and spend less by shopping high-quality groceries and your favorite brands without the premium price tags. And the Thrive Market app has this really cool feature. It lets you swap out junk food with junk ingredients for certified organic and non-toxic alternatives that taste just as good or even better with the Thrive Market in-app barcode scanner. And Thrive Market allows you to skip the lines, which is a huge benefit. You're going to find all your favorite brands plus some of the other brands that you might not be able to find at your local grocery store. I personally like Thrive Market because it allows me to stay on budget without compromising quality, and that's because Thrive Market guarantees the lowest prices. It's also really convenient and allows you to save time because you can use the buy it again feature to quickly reorder your favorite items. I'm now on my 3rd month with Thrive Market, and I was able to use that feature to reorder some of my favorite items from before while also adding some new products to my current order. So if you want to get started today, just go to thrivemarket.com/JomezPro. There you're going to find 30% off your first order plus a free gift. That's thrivemarket.com/JomezPro, where you'll get 30% off your first order plus a free gift. You can also click the link down below or scan the QR code on the screen right now. Thank you once again to Thrive Market for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it.
Hole 5. It says 305 feet, but this is one of the scariest tee pads at Brewster, in my opinion. This wall all the way down the left-hand side is out of bounds. You catch any of these trees on the right side and you are straight OB. It's a very long and uphill hallway before you have to sharply turn right down a little hill to this green. If you have a forehand, it almost feels easy, I'm sure. But if you do not have
no,
but if you don't have a distance forehand, this is a terrifying backhand shot. Owen gonna try to work a hyzer push. Nope, she's gonna flex a forehand.
Yeah,
and that's great.
I will say this: the forehand. Gosh, she would flex it. The forehand mistake and tree hits are generally not going to find the out of bounds in the same way that the backhand is. So that part is nice, but is by no means easy because Owen is probably the only one who can flex it down there.
Yep.
The rest of us have to throw this pushing hyzer that is incredibly difficult if you don't have like Holyn or Ella's forehand power.
Yeah, Holyn with some really great distance. She actually goes past the basket. Missy going to show us the backhand. Most of us throwing this line are not going to ride the OB line like Missy did. A lot of people kind of more aiming for that final corner tree on the right side. If you miss to the right of that, you're parked almost every time, but it is a little risky. Here's Silva with a beautiful turning shot. She's going to skip off the top of the hill and slide down to just outside circle 1.
Gorgeous. Never any danger there. Gonna have a look. That's the dream. Missy dealing with this right side. Pretty small gaps in here. They're viable, but
That's
tricky.
So good.
They're
Yeah.
tricky.
It's so good. Coming up short on this tee shot is sometimes a death sentence. Silva. Oh, she's back.
Yeah, there we go.
She got him out of her system on the last hole.
Not one to make back-to-back-to-back putting mistakes. Also, I don't know. There's something about, I feel like she's one of those people who's almost better in circle 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, I think she's better when she's a little bit ticked.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
She's got to.
I think we should test that by just like maybe throwing small acorns at her as she put. You're just trying to get her a little miffed.
Get her riled up.
Just get her riled up. Look at Owen 4 down through 5.
That is not a start we see very often out here at Brewster.
Jessica Weiss following right behind, 3 down through 5. Hole 6, a downhill par 3, 345 feet, but plays much shorter. You see a lot of mid-ranges off the tee here, sometimes fairways as well. The trouble is that OB sure came up quick this year. They moved it in quite a bit. It used to be closer to that bridge. I can't remember exactly how close it was last year. Seems like every year they kind of sneak it up, but now it is right in the spot where you can very easily find it if you throw maybe a slightly faster speed disc and get that ground play. This one's kind of nice to just punch it straight, just barely crest the hill and then get some glide. You're mostly trying to push straighter than you think. You don't need to fade that hard, especially with that OB there.
Yeah, Own, one of the few people to throw such a sharp hyzer shot coming in. That tree, I don't know, I don't want to say it helped her, but she could have very easily found OB.
I think she would have if it was clean through there. This is more what you want.
Yeah, this pushing hyzer is great. She did put it a little bit right, and later in the flight, you do have to get a little bit lucky if you're on the right side or on the far side. Holyn taking a more inside route. This is great.
Oh, yeah. Picture perfect. That looked like... Boy, I wish I had her list. That looked like a putter or something quite slow.
It's so much more inside than I thought we were even supposed to be doing it.
I think it's a really good line, but only if you have that slow speed disc.
Yeah, that pushing.
Like, yeah, maybe a mid at most.
Mm-hmm. There's Missy trying to do the same thing, giving it a little bit more airtime, but perfect.
Oh, man. Beautiful.
We're going to do a dual fall flight?
Yes, I love these. Let's see. Missy throwing a test flight zone SS. Look at this.
Cool.
Love that. Never gets old. Always fun to watch.
Silva just going to lay this one up. It's a little bit too downhill to run hard from that far away. So perfect for Own.
Ooh, catches some chains right side, but doesn't stick.
This played as a tie for the second easiest hole of the day.
Okay, our 14 bid is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been a pretty good guess, though. Yeah.
There were 15 birdies out of 47 competitors. 32 out of 47 getting at least to circle 2 in regulation.
Holyn and Missy so close for their birdies. Holyn going to bring it into one stroke. Oh, and Missy of Own with that one. Yeah, getting those birdies early. We love to see it.
Hole 7, a difficult par 4 at 520. The distance again lies. It's uphill on the second shot, but the first shot is what you're really thinking about. You got to get it far enough down this tunnel to finish only at the very end, the way the drone is flying. Then it really opens up your second shot to the green. You can cheat a little bit early, and there's a secondary fairway over there, but it's a sharper hyzer, and usually with worse footing and more trees to contend with. I like pushing as straight as possible off the tee.
I like hyzering as much as possible off the
Really?
tee. Yeah, I take that left side.
Here's Cadence with the more straight shot. She's a little short of where you want to be, but she may have something.
I do think this is the more pure route, don't get me wrong, but I tend to land closer to where Cadence is, and then it's just such a big uphill push. You can get farther up the hill if you take the left side, but you do have to like get a little lucky to line yourself up to the perfect gap.
Yeah, they really do checkerboard on that early side. Cadence.
Oh, yeah. Always good for a long putt. Looks like that gets her back to even par. And not one that is birdied super often. I mean, not totally rare, but I would bet no more than a handful.
No, this is the tie for the third most difficult hole of the day.
Oh, wow. This is such a gorgeous tee shot from Holyn.
Oh,
Too deep?
Yeah, Holyn problems.
Classic Holyn problems. Wow. That was so pretty. We know Missy's going to lace this down the center, thrashing.
Thrashing perfectly.
Ooh, little anti-skip.
She'll still be able to have a little bit of footing. Ideally, you do want that to be just a little bit more left. There's one final tree that I feel like she's going to be staring straight at.
Sounds like you know that tree personally.
I sure do. Owen going to try to sneak in a little early. Nice. But I think she might be pinched up on a tree as well. That's like the story of hole 7.
It's fine for par, but kind of takes the birdie out of play.
Really pretty hyzer shot from Silva.
Love that.
Riding the right side all the way down. And then getting a nice little kick and roll out. She's just behind the short tee pad. That'll be lined up perfectly.
Those are all some really phenomenal tee shots. I would say that left side hyzer play used to be more popular, but as the FPO's distance has increased, this corner play has become the primary one.
Missy pinched off a little bit, forced to hyzer a little earlier than she wants, but she's still putting. Owen through such a small gap. Hits the initial gap, isn't quite able to find the secondary gap, and like Erika said, she's going to be settling for a par.
It's the most hole 7 thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Silva going standstill, one of the few with enough power to find the circle from how far away she was from that standstill position. Really good.
Standstill is such an advantage out at Brewster. There's so many roots and so many funky lies that if you have power on a standstill, you for sure are taking strokes on folks.
Think about how many uphill run-ups there are.
Yeah.
It's insane.
A ton. Yeah, you're right. Uphill, rooty, rocky.
Yeah. Owns third. She's swinging it way out wide. Puts it nice and close. Kind of a weird bounce, but she's within 20 feet, it looks like. This is such a pretty green with the rocks and I don't know, just the way the trees are.
Wow, 22 people got to circle 2 in regulation.
Oh,
Dang.
that's high.
Yeah, only 9 got to circle 1 in regulation. This basket's slightly elevated. Again, not quite as elevated as our normal pro. Oh. Oh, that was rude.
Yeah. Holyn, little right side falls out. I'm just laughing because what I want to do is replay that clip where you just lost your train of thought and ended it with a ha.
Holyn,
nice putt from
Holyn playing well, but just a little all over the place on the basket right now, kind of finding the outer edges. There were 8 birdies on hole 7.
Okay, more than a handful. Very cool. Unless you're some kind of freak.
And I think that this kind of is the hole 7's kind of the entrance into the most difficult part of the course.
Yeah.
Like the next 5 holes, you're holding on for dear life.
Yeah, it's definitely like a buckle up kind of a moment here.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9, and 10 can all really show you some stuff.
I would guess this is the hardest hole.
I agree.
Hole 8, par 5, 705. Uphill, though, plays probably more like 850 easy. First shot, obviously get as far as you can. Try to center it up. Usually you're throwing a turning shot. Second shot, again, dealing with an uphill run-up. You see a lot of forehands if you have it, but it's still hard to get the correct amount of power uphill. Very rarely are you going to get far enough after 2 shots that you are thinking birdie. We do not see very many. It takes absolute perfection, perfect power, perfect placement, dodge all of the trees. We just don't see it very often.
I don't know why I forgot that about this hole. Just
you come up to it and you're like, I'm going to birdie this one?
Well, in practice, and I was doing a scoring round, and also just playing in general. I wasn't quite keeping track with my score, but I did my scoring round, and I was like, oh, I just threw 3 unbelievable shots, and I am not even close.
Yeah.
So,
most of us playing for par here.
Yep. It plays more like 900 or 950.
Yeah,
even with
that's
the
how
hill.
I think so. I said 850 just in case I don't throw very far. So maybe it's easier for everyone else.
This tee shot is really the most important thing in making the decision on whether or not you can play aggressive to try to get that birdie.
Missy in good position. Holyn, not so much.
Yeah, if you're to the right side at all, you're going to have to take some off on your second or third shot.
There's kind of a sneaky route over there, but usually you have to hit a pretty risky gap.
And you have to take some off, like even if you do go for it.
True. Owen gonna land up near that shorter tee pad, which is the mark of a solid shot, but probably still in par land from there.
I like Silva's line here.
Me too. Oh man, it's like maybe 8 feet too far to the right. Owen, she could potentially get a look with 2 picture perfect shots, but like you need to go way more aggressive than that. This looks like more of a par play.
You can see her kind of looking at the ground before she throws like tons of little teeny roots that are easy to get your foot stuck on. Here's Silva with a classic hole 8 second shot. And she's
what a line.
Yeah, she's going to show us exactly how you do it. It's still going to be pinched off on the right side, but really, really good distance.
Honestly, amazing that she hit that gap with that much power and height and turn. Missy lined up as well as you're going to see it off the tee. And that's a really nice follow-up.
I believe she gets over that little rock berm thing. And if you can do that, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how close she can get on the next one. Holyn way up here actually off of the drive. Could still be thinking birdie, but that was a really tricky lie, it looks like. Gonna drop really short.
Yeah, let's get a good look at it.
Yeah, think about what you did, Holyn.
And it goes to show how good Holyn is playing. She's got 3 birdies, and we've seen her kind of with a bunch of errant stuff on the green. Even hitting early, she's going to have a very straightforward par. So that I hope you guys
commentary, man.
Yeah, I hope you guys understand how far Holyn is throwing and how accurate she's throwing.
Wow, I'm gonna get, I think, the circle 2. Very impressive. Yeah, Silva still pinched. Could make it up there, but that one glowing skinny tree right there is, the mark of what, maybe 80 feet away, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I always like to see which side people go on of the little skinny guy.
And Silva getting through, getting through a bunch. She's gonna even be putting.
So impressive. I think right side for Missy of the skinny tree. And that skinny tree also.
You see this a lot. Walking up the fairway earlier, me and my card mates were looking at these skinny trees. There's a line in front of the one that's right in front of Missy. There's a couple other ones as well. Mm-hmm. We were looking at all 3 of them like, are these necessary? And like, I'm not one for cutting down trees, but it's so guarded that it almost doesn't feel like either gap is good. You just kind of throw at that middle one and see which one you hit.
Normally, I'm all for let's make it easier, let's make it more scoreable, but I don't know why I actually do really like this one.
Yeah.
You do see enough birdie looks to keep the hope alive.
Yeah.
You know, and like even middle of the pack are like, not distance throwers can get it. It's just going to take something special, like a huge putt. Give her a Jomez.
That's so awesome.
That is awesome. I was calling for a par after her tee shot too. Wow. Look at her go.
That's centered up too.
Silva for a birdie as well, just inside the circle. Some tricky footing.
Boom.
Easy. It's easy.
Man, Silva's second shot was the real rescue effort of the hole.
Yeah.
So impressive. That usually is the death sentence for the birdie.
And feature card playing this one super well. Again, I'm a big fan. The whole front 9 of Brewster,
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 birdies.
Okay, sure. Believable.
They're making it look easy for the folks at home. There's only those 2 birdies. Only 7 players even got to circle 2 in regulation. So she's a big, beautiful beast.
Sure is.
Hole 8. With that, Owen's going to have a 2-stroke lead now, 5 down through 8. Let's wrap up the front 9 with this fun little downhill 310-foot hole. This one also kind of feels like it's a little farther than 310, even though it's downhill.
Yeah.
Like I find myself reaching for a fairway driver and I can comfortably do my 300-foot mid.
Maybe I should, because I throw a mid. I'm always in circle 2. Like, dang, I thought that was perfect.
Or you like rip over on it trying to get down there. But yeah, it's downhill, but it just doesn't feel downhill for some reason. It feels like a flat shot, and but it's a really fun hole. You can find a lot of trouble early left and right. So just make sure you throw something that you're comfortable with throwing nice and straight.
Jessica really pushing this one down there. I was wondering. I thought she was going to be on that left side. Regardless, she does trickle outside the circle. She has an uphill putt coming back. And what a putt it is. Really nice conversion. The best feature is the rock that the cameraman is currently standing on.
Yes, I was getting such a great view.
And what a beautiful glacial erratic.
Owen thankfully does not trickle into the woods on the left, but she's still kind of out of putting range. The green slopes very, very steeply down behind the basket. We'll see if she decides to run it.
Perfect shot from Silva.
Yeah, I like the play of keeping it low and kind of crawling over the hill.
Holyn pretty early here. That's a good kick. If you get too deep in that left side, good night.
It's funny, after playing this course for like 10 years, the erosion is so noticeable, because when we used to come up to this tee pad, you could like see the basket where it was sitting almost.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like such a steep hill. It's just crazy to compare in your brain. Missy finding the gap that Jess found. Yeah, let's watch it again.
Yeah, definitely like a good shot, but just a little bit earlier than you would like ideally. And yeah, gets through into the circle.
There's some friendly little gnomes over there.
Did you meet them?
Yeah, they'll boot your disc back out into the fairway.
I feel like you guys probably would exchange small crafted gifts.
You sit down.
What are you doing?
What the heck?
Man, those gnomes hate Holyn.
Man, that was a brutal little roll away, but thankfully she's still inside the circle. Owen, not going to run it.
Have you heard the tiny boos every time Holyn throws from the gnome?
No.
Silva for another birdie. Good height, just a bit left. And Holyn, a lot of work coming back up the hill after that roll away.
That one hurts.
Yeah, first bogey of the round. Bummer.
Turns out the ball do lie. On occasion. Nice birdie from Missy. Sneaking through, high five in the gnomes.
Owen with just a normal par. No nonsense. Gnome sense? No. Nope. Nope. Holyn with a, unfortunate finish of the front nine, but still a couple under par, still time, still hope, Owen Scoggins 1 ahead of Missy Gannon, 2 ahead of Jessica Weiss, got a slew of 2 unders, 1 unders. Anything under par at Brewster's great. I would say, the back nine plays trickier, but there's still plenty of birdies out there.
Yeah, birdies, just 2 of the hardest holes, I think, on the course.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't quite give in all the way until the bitter end of Brewster. Let's see here. It looks like not a lot of scoring separation happening in the FPO field. Like, 1 down is a tie for 9th. Even par is a tie for 22nd.
Wow.
So, and that's kind of typical of what we see.
That's crazy. That's a big jump.
Yeah, that's kind of typical of what we see at Brewster. I am willing to bet that there's not going to be a lot more scoring separation as we move into the back nine, especially with how dang good everyone is. So maybe come hang out, watch, see if our lead card can continue to light the course on fire and really stay ahead of the competition. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hot geese.
Honk.
Honk. And please get us to 500,000 by the end of the year, or they're going to fire us. Click the subscribe button. I was just told. Help us.
Big news. We need your help.
Please.